All right, gentlemen, it is story time. So let me tell you about a few things that happened to me just last week. Now, one ended well, and then one not so well. So let me tell you the good story first. And it all starts with reading and understanding body language. So I took myself out to dinner last week to one of my favorite little lounges, and I was sitting there at the bar. And the place was kind of medium full, but there were 2 empty seats on both sides of me. And maybe about after 15 minutes or so of me being there, this woman came up from behind me and asked if these 2 chairs were taken. And I said, no, they're totally yours. Go ahead. So she puts her purse on the chair right next to me and then sits in the one on the other side of that. And we're both just kind of minding our own business and hanging out, but I can see that she's over there looking at her phone and looking at the menu, but her entire body, her knees, shoulders, and everything was facing my direction. Now, I picked up on that right away because that is open body language. She was basically facing me when she didn't have to. And if she didn't want to be talked to, or if she didn't want me to talk to her, she would have either been facing straight towards the bar or slightly away from me. Now, it's my job and your job, my friend, to read and understand that type of body language. And of course, you know me and you know I can't help myself, so of course, I started talking to her. And we had a really nice conversation, but then some of my old friends kind of randomly showed up, and then her friends showed up, so we didn't really talk to each other much after that. But when she was getting ready to leave a little bit later, she made it a point to come over to where I was and thank me for that conversation. And at that point, I'm like, gosh, yes, of course, I enjoyed myself. You've been an absolute delight. By the way, if you're interested in maybe grabbing some lunch sometime, I would love to take down your number so we can connect. And of course, I got the number and we've already gone out once. Now, for the record, I'm not saying that talking to women is easy, but I'm kind of saying it's easy. But it takes planning and putting some effort into your appearance because look, that helps you feel more confident. And I'm telling you, the better you look and the better you take care of yourself, the better your chances are going to be. Let's face it, within 5 seconds of meeting somebody brand new, our brain has already put that person into a box, right? Your brain says they're attractive or not attractive or lazy or maybe uneducated or sloppy or elegant or sophisticated. You get the idea. Because nobody is going to take you seriously if you look like you don't take yourself seriously. But here's the thing. If you want to improve your odds, you can't walk around all day everywhere with the mindset of not caring what other people think of you. And look, I get it, right? We're all adults here. And there's a lot of times where I don't give a crap what people think of me. But if you're going out somewhere with the intention of possibly talking to and meeting new people, you can't be that lone wolf on your island of not giving a crap, right? You need to give a crap, not only for other people, but for yourself. And one of the ways you can start taking better care of yourself, and I've talked about Tiege Hanley skincare a million times before, and it's simply because I truly believe in these products and they work for me. Now, you just have to start, guys. It doesn't matter how old you are, right? But just get started. Do this. There's going to be a link down below in the description that's going to save you a ton of money. And if you go through that link, you'll save 30% off your purchase. Plus, they're going to throw in a free gift. My advice, if you're just getting started, start out with the level 1 system. You'll get the daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, a morning moisturizer, and a nighttime moisturizer. Now, if you want to level up and get the same stuff that I get and that I use every single day, just get the level 3 kit because that comes with all of those items I mentioned, plus an anti-aging super serum and an eye solution to minimize those wrinkles around your eyes. And again, you're getting 30% off by going through that link. And let me be very clear about this. I've been spending my own money on this stuff every single month for like the last 7 years, I think. Like whenever they first opened for business, I think I was one of their day 1 customers. Tiege Hanley makes the entire process of taking care of your skin very simple. It's like a no-brainer. They give you everything you need and nothing you don't. If you're new to skincare or if you're just starting out, they're going to give you a little card inside the box that tells you how much of everything to use and when to use it. And the beauty is you can pause, cancel, and also customize all the products that you want at any time. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click that first link in the description to get 30% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. By the way, both gifts that you choose from are a $20 value and complete game changers, a silicone body scrubber or a nail and face grooming kit. Personally, I like the nail and face grooming kit because I already use a loofah in the shower, but if you don't already use a loofah, jump on that body scrubber. Don't wait any longer, guys. Click that first link in the description to start your skincare journey today. Okay, back to story time. So here's something else that happened last week. I'm out at one of the wineries with a couple of buddies of mine, and this young lady walks by, and she was wearing this really beautiful white dress. It was fantastic. I looked at her because she looked fantastic, but I didn't say anything, and I wasn't awkward. She just walked by and then went and joined like two other of her lady friends at a table that they were sitting at. And it's kind of interesting because the two other ladies she was with must have seen me looking at her, so they were over at their table looking back towards our table. And this happened a couple different times, so I knew that they had to be talking about us. At this point, I'm not really thinking much of it, but after a little while, they all got up to leave, and they had to literally walk right by our table on the way out the door. So I told my friend Scott, like, dude, I'm not gonna say anything. But at the last minute, I couldn't help myself, and I just blurted something out. It was kind of dumb, and I wasn't prepared. It was not my best line at all. And they all basically ignored me and kept on walking. They were staring at their phones as they were walking past. And that body language right there should have been my signal. I didn't read it. Now, was that rude of them? Was it rude of me? Or maybe they didn't even hear me. Now, here's the thing I want everyone to pay attention to. If they weren't interested, it is well within their right to ignore any advances. They don't have to answer. They're not the ones who initiated the conversation. Think of it this way. It's like those spam emails that come in that want you to follow up. And when you don't, they keep emailing you saying, hey, we haven't heard from you about our special offer. Please get back to me right away and let me know that you're interested. I get emails like that on an almost daily basis, and I'm under absolutely zero obligation to email you back just to tell you that I'm not interested. You emailed me, remember? Out of the blue, completely, wanting something from me. My non-response is your answer. Now, could I be a nice guy and email back saying, hey, thanks, but I'm not interested? Of course I could. But if I do that, do I risk a bunch of useless back and forth emails from the sales guy trying to change my mind? It's the exact same thing with these ladies. Could they have simply said, thanks, I'm not interested? Of course, but they're under no obligation to, just like with the spam email people. And listen, this gets back to what I've said a bunch of times on this channel, and that's to not be so concerned about rejection. I didn't know these women 10 seconds ago, and I still don't, right? So I'm right back where I started. No big deal. But at least I did what I felt I needed to do at that particular moment. It doesn't matter. They were super young anyway, so it's no big deal. Okay, so let's bring this all back to the topic at hand today. My advice is to pay attention to body language, and if it's open, that's in your favor. But if it's closed to you, it's probably in your best interest to just leave it alone. I mean, maybe you could poke a little bit just to see, but chances are she wants to be left alone. But if you're seeing open body language, and if you're noticing that she keeps looking over at you, that's a good indication that she wants you to talk to her. Now, do this for me. Next time you're out somewhere, if you notice a woman looking at you and you lock eyes for a second, smile immediately and see if she smiles back. If she does, get off your butt and go say hi. I mean, come on, what's the worst that can happen, right? Maybe she's not interested, or maybe you mixed up the signals. Big deal. Like I've said before, you didn't know her 5 seconds ago, so you're right back where you started. Big deal. But at least you got off your butt and went and did the thing. Be proud of that, because for a lot of guys, just that in itself is a huge win. Now, here's something equally important when it has to do with your own body language, because you might be sending the wrong message. Pay attention to how you're sitting or how you're standing. Now, if you tend to slouch a lot, be aware of that tendency and stand up straight or sit up straight in your chair. And if you're sitting maybe somewhere where your back is towards the majority of the room, spin around every now and then and just kind of see who's there and find out maybe who came in when you weren't looking. If there's music playing off to your left, turn your chair that direction so you can see who's playing and you can see like more of what's happening in the room and see if anybody's up dancing. Let me just say this, meeting new people isn't as hard as people make it out to be, and it's not nearly as hard as your insecurities might lead you to believe. That little pissy voice in your head that says, don't go talk to her, she might reject you. That is your insecurities, and you've got to overcome that voice. Anyway, fellas, before you guys take off, if you missed this video, I really think you're going to like it, so please make sure you watch it next. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.